Welcome back to Some Offense Intended. I am Jeremy Robinson,
I am Mike Mick.
and I need to turn the sound settings down because I turned it up on Windows. So apparently that was, so Windows updated, and it muted the microphone on the system. So
Yeah.
I had to fight with it to get it to actually register.
He won the fight, though.
I did. So as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, hopefully you are, this is what, 2 weeks?
It's been a couple of weeks, yeah.
Of aging this bourbon. It's a small batch Kirkland Barton 1792 Master Distillers Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey in the
It is Costco's finest.
oak cask that Mike got from Bespoke Post. So we poured a little bit into the bottle that they gave us. I don't know if you can see a massive color difference on
There is a bit of a color difference there.
on the video, but there is.
The one that's been aged is
darker.
much darker.
So, figure we'll start with the regular. Pour a little bit for each of us so we can sample it before we get into everything.
Costco's finest.
How much you want?
Just a little. That's good.
What is that? Like half a shot. The smell is extremely different too,
Wow.
but like compared to each other,
Yeah.
the smell of this one is so much better.
I was just saying wow because I actually think that smells better than I expected it to.
Kirkland relabels. So like because they buy so much in bulk, like the Kirkland vodka is rumored to be Grey Goose. It tastes pretty much like it.
I've read some of the things that they say that what they have is something else with their label on it, and
yeah. So
some of it's, if it's true, is
this could be, I don't know,
could be Jack Daniels.
something.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
who knows? So
Or Jim Beam, since it's Kentucky bourbon.
yeah. Well, I'll let you go ahead and taste it first because somebody's got to keep talking.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
So I think it's a 2-week cask age that we did in this charred. Is it American oak? What kind of oak barrel?
I'm not sure. Originally I thought I read that it was a white oak, but I think that was a different one. Because I had more than one of these, and one of them didn't come with the bottle on the side.
Oh, okay. It didn't. It's decent. It's bourbon.
Yeah.
Definitely not a favorite.
I wouldn't go out of my way to get it.
Yeah. So now, pouring the cask aged. I debated pouring it out of the cask on the episode, and I'm glad I didn't, because I tried to flip the nozzle and it didn't come out because it was vacuum sealed in with how well the cork seals. So I had to fight that for a little bit to get this much in here.
Yeah, he's been just fighting today. I don't know what the deal is with him.
Ah, that's okay.
Just fighting everything.
There's more stories to come. That smells way better.
Oh yeah, much better.
You can smell the barrel.
Yeah.
Smell the cask for sure. Do you want to taste it first again?
I'll taste it first. I gotta give it a good sniff again.
Good.
A lot of flavor comes from what you smell.
Roll it around and like a sniffer.
It's got good legs.
I'm sorry for that noise, whoever's listening with earphones. I'm gonna stop making Mike laugh so we can taste it.
Definite difference.
What do you?
You can taste the oak.
Okay, well, keep talking about something while I taste it.
Well, I like it better. I think it did make it slightly bit better. I'm not saying it's like a whole different whiskey, but
it is a lot smoother.
Yeah.
That is very smooth. Yeah, you can definitely taste the oak. That's really fucking good.
Yeah. So now we'll have to try it. Like I said, like we were talking about before the show, with another product.
Yeah, one of our friends is talking about something, and so we'll finish emptying this into here, and then we'll have a friend of ours fill up that with some alcohol.
Yes. Some clear alcohol.
some white whiskey, as they call it.
Yeah. Some strong white whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it really did. It did something.
It has a definite oaky aftertaste too. That's pretty
It
pretty
only took
pleasant.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
That definitely is better than it was the first shot.
way better.
Yeah, smoother, everything.
Um, I guess I'll get. So I was supposed to go to California today.
Yeah.
Today being July 31st, and I decided not to because I'm working on building like an ice bath thing because there's a lot of health benefits and a lot of science behind it. It's a big like craze right now.
I've seen a lot of people on. I just saw a video of some girl in a bikini. She was like before the ice bath, and then she showed her after. And she's freezing.
So, because I've been taking really cold showers, like I don't even turn the hot on anymore. Just cold and take a shower.
Yeah.
And it wakes you up better. You just feel better overall. It's nice. So I'm looking at everything I need to make an ice bath setup. So you need like a water pump. It's called a water chiller. It runs the water through it and cools it, as the name suggests. An ozonator. It's similar to what they use in hot tubs and stuff. It helps keep the water clean because it breaks down all the dirt and bullshit. And then like 2 different filters, and then a tub, and insulation and whatever. So the chiller I was looking at, I found one on Facebook Marketplace on Friday.
Yeah.
It's like a $1,600, $2,000 chiller, and the lady's asking $900.
Yeah.
So I figured, I don't care. What's she gonna say? No. I'm like, hey, will you take $250? Like that's all I'm really working with, and I'm trying to keep this like super cheap to build. She goes, yeah, I can do that, sure. So she's like 45 minutes from my house. So I'm like, okay, I can pick it up Sunday because I work today and tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. And she's like, okay, that's fine. So Sunday I wake up to do a couple other errands, and she had already messaged me. She goes, hey, my spouse is giving me flack because I said I would take $250. Can you do any more? I was like, no, $250 is all that I'm going to give you for that chiller. And she's like, well, because I have someone else, I have to sell it to someone else for more money, and I have someone else going to give me more. I'm like, then why didn't you sell it already? Or basically, but
Yeah.
I was like, so, hey, like, we already agreed on a price, and, like, I was about to leave. Like, thankfully, I didn't leave yet.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm about to leave to drive 45 minutes to pick it up, and just left it like that. And she goes, here, let me pull it up and read it, because it was a wild, like, Karen turn that this conversation took.
Fucking Karen.
She goes, sorry, but my spouse said that it was too low, and you try to find another one because I've changed my mind, and you are being rude and pushy because I'm a woman. Don't waste my time or yours. Thank you.
Thank you.
THNK. The N is capital.
Oh.
So, a couple things. What? Like, how do I know, like, her name's Carrie? It says it right here, but...
I'm thinking when she went to spell thank you, instead of hitting the A, she hit the capital letter.
Well, yeah, that's not what I'm worried about. I figured that was an easy thing. But why, like, I don't understand. Why would that be construed as I'm being rude and pushy because she's a woman?
Well, maybe if she was a man, it would be a different story.
I don't know, but like, hey, we already agreed to it, and I already made plans. Like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's basically like...
That's not being pushy.
Explain to me something else, and she just said my spouse said it was too low. I'm like, oh, okay, that's an answer. So, like, I would have accepted that probably.
It's interesting that she kept saying my spouse.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. Like, it's 2023. You can say who like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either like, there's a lot of people that still say like my partner.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't go pick that up, which was like the main thing that I needed to start the ice bath build.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go to Ceres, California, to buy a control skid out of a spa that comes with a pump that's overkill, a filter that's overkill, an ozonator that's overkill, for $100.
Nice.
But it was going to be a 3.5 hour one-way trip. So it was going to be 7 hours of driving for $100. To now, I don't have anything to start with.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I'm like, yeah, I told him, I'm like, hey, sorry, I need to cancel, but I ended up not needing it. So I'm just gonna wait because I need to focus more on several other financial ventures anyway.
Yeah.
Because I've been reading a lot of different financial books. That could be its own episode. I'm tired of doing like scheduled 12-hour stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like looking up like different assets and like how to do different things. I don't know if I showed these yet. That the shot glasses we were drinking out of. I don't know if you can see the shape. They're the Guinness ones that I got from Ireland.
I like those.
But basically, like finding assets that pay you, like not your house, because a house, unless it's being rented out, like if it's a house you live in,
yeah,
it's arguably not an asset because it's not paying you. So I'm trying to figure out ways to. I found a couple and I'm working on them of accumulating assets so that I don't have to keep doing exactly what I'm doing forever.
Yeah, I understand.
So I'm cracking down on like not spending this, not spending that. Unless it makes me money, I don't have to have it. Like necessities and then assets.
Yeah. Nice.
So I'm killing it. Listing stuff on eBay, posting stuff on eBay, selling stuff on eBay.
Yeah, I've been seeing you posting.
That I just shipped out, I think $350 worth of stuff this morning at the post office.
Nice.
So it's IRS, stop listening. I think that's one of the stupidest fucking things in the world. The IRS, if you find a nickel in a parking lot, the IRS wants you to fucking document it so that they can get theirs. I bought all this shit. And I mean, like...
When you bought it, you paid taxes.
No, exactly. So I pay taxes on my income that I used the money to buy it and then pay taxes on buying it. And now that I'm selling it, like, granted, some of it is for profit. A lot of it is for either like break even or a definite loss.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff I thought was going to be worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Apparently fucking everyone still has it.
Yeah. Because everybody thought it was going to be worth money.
I guess. Or just everybody threw it in the fucking side of their room, threw it in a drawer, forgot about it, pulled it out and was like, oh, I'm going to sell this now. So, yeah, I have an issue with that they're like, if you have garage sales, the IRS wants you to fucking declare all that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Like,
You've already paid it when you bought it.
I'm reclaiming some of my money.
Yeah.
It's not making more money. I'm reclaiming my money. Like, if I ran a business, if I had I think they call it like a wholesaler's license or a reseller license. That's what it is. If I have a resale license, I can understand that, like, anything I do, sure, tax it like that. Because then it's a business that's what I'm doing, either as a side hustle to make money on the side during my job, or that's my whole fucking business.
In this case, you're just getting rid of things you don't need anymore.
Yeah, I'm clearing out my house because I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I drove to Arizona, like when I moved to Arizona to go to school from Vegas. I moved to Arizona with my 93 Camaro. I had a 37-inch LCD Insignia TV, a gamer rocker chair, like 2 baskets of clothes,
yeah,
and a box of like books and video games. And that was it.
Yeah.
When I moved back from Arizona, I didn't have to. I got the biggest drivable U-Haul. I didn't have to. I could have gone like 1 or 2 sizes smaller if I cared about packing, because what I like doing is get at least 1 size bigger U-Haul. You care about packing 2/3, 3/4 to 2/3 of it well.
Yeah.
And then the last little bit towards the door is I don't care. It doesn't have to fit well because there's oddly shaped everything.
Yeah.
Put it there. And then when I moved out again, I ended up like close to amassing around a 2-bedroom house worth of shit. And I don't want to move with that much shit ever again.
I understand that.
So, like, when I moved this time, bed, maybe the couches, probably the TVs, my clothes, and my desk. That's all I really want to take, and my tools. That's it.
Makes sense.
I'm tired of hauling shit around.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So, sell stuff, get rid of it. It's nice seeing stuff being like, it's the weird cliche of like, I want it to go to a good home. It's actually kind of exciting to see stuff get bought, especially for some of the prices they do.
Yeah.
For someone that you know is going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
For the prices they do.
Yeah.
Like, some of the shit is like, one of them was a Wicket Ewok talking phone. It's called like a Hello Wicket from like 1983 or some shit. That super neat. I might have deleted the videos. I have them somewhere else. Before, unless I already talked about it like 2 weeks ago on the podcast.
I don't recall.
Before they had like the microchip voice recording option for toys.
Yeah.
So this actually has a really neat way of having a voice. So it's a pretend phone. So it's a rotary, like you cha-ching. Yeah. And then when you spin it around, that lifts something that moves back. It's a mini record that's actually inside of it.
Oh, that is cool.
That has like 3 different lines. I don't know how it picks which one. Like, it might be whichever track it lands on.
Yeah.
But on only one side, it has like 3 or 4 different sayings that it'll do. It's like, hello, my name is Wicket. And like, Wicket's friends. You're like, you're Wicket's friend. Like a couple different things.
Yeah.
But each time, and then not just that, from that, it has a plastic cap that has a hose leading to it. And that hose runs to a connector that runs to a rubber hose that runs to the earpiece. So you can actually hear it in the earpiece better than hearing it like just standing there.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is fucking ingenious, especially for the early 80s.
Yeah.
And then now we have just chips that die.
Yeah. I remember when I was growing up, my brother had he had a set of they're made to look like the radios you would get from some war or something, big radio that you hold your.
Yeah.
And it literally had a cord you ran from one to the other. It was like 2 cups on a string.
Oh, wow.
But it was these big radio things.
But yeah, so like there's stuff like that. Like if you go on eBay and look that up and find it, somebody's probably selling it for like $70, like $200, depending on how rare it was. Because there's people that like, it's super nostalgic, and that's one of the driving factors of collectability and enjoyability in adults now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, oh, I remember growing up with this Wicket phone. Like, I want to find one. And then like I had to fix it. There was a couple things wrong with it. So I took it apart, figure out how it worked. I'm like, this is dope as shit. Fix everything, put it back together, and then did a video. You can put videos on eBay now. And I'm like, video works. And it's sold within a week and a half.
Nice. But yeah, with the nostalgia, I see like Stretch Armstrong. I've seen those things pop up all over different types of social media.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, they're torturing the thing. I saw one where they were inflating it with air, see how full they could get it. That thing expanded huge.
Wow.
It was.
I think I either had one or I had like one of the almost knockoffs.
My neighbor had them. They had the Stretch Armstrong, and they had like there was a swamp monster looking thing.
They had kind of cheapy knockoffs at KB Toys, didn't they?
I don't know. I never had one, unfortunately. That was one of the toys I always wanted, but I never got.
Oh, you can buy one now on eBay.
No, I'm good now.
Sealed. Let me look up the price.
But one of the YouTube channels I watch, Kentucky Ballistics, he shot them a few times, and you can see what's inside them. It's thick. It's
Are you ready for this price?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a couple of different options. So, world's smallest Stretch Armstrong, new and factory sealed box, $10.
All right, I'm in.
That's okay. A 1995 loose toy, $30. And then a 92 complete sealed, $875.
Wow. So I wonder what the ones from the 80s would go for.
It gets better. 1979 sealed Stretch X-ray.
All right.
That you could see inside of him. $2,300.
All right. Let's put in a bid.
I mean, That's two pairs of shoes, Mike. Are you okay with not buying 2 pairs of Jordans?
I'll get the Jordans instead.
That's great.
Wow. Yeah, I don't need a Stretch Armstrong that bad.
Yeah, some of that stuff is just ridiculous.
Yeah. But people will buy it.
Do you have notes? Because I have quite a few.
I have a couple things. I don't have a lot, but I while I was sitting here while we were trying to get the sound going, you see I have a lot of apps on my phone.
Yeah.
So when opening them, I don't scroll through it. I just go and start typing it in, and it'll bring it up. Well, apparently you can't just start typing in Twitter anymore.
No, that's actually one of my notes, and I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, it's X now.
Yep.
So
there's a lot of people that are complaining about it. A lot of people are like, "Do you want more?"
No, I'm good.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, like why would he do that? And like it doesn't make sense, and this and that." I'm like, well, actually, if you think about it, you're fucking talking about it way more than you used to talk about Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Well, the thing about Twitter, though, apparently I'd read part of an article. I had to leave for work the day I found the article. It popped up on my phone saying something about the X being the copyright being owned by Mark Zuckerberg.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a little odd myself. I didn't get to read the whole article. But if that's the case, he's not going to share it with his good friend Elon.
No. And that might actually be why he did it, like the underlying factor.
Oh yeah. Then they can fight for it in the octagon.
No. You might know why I'm bringing it up is because we had mentioned last week or the week before that Twitter issued a lawsuit. They filed a lawsuit against Meta for threads. So that might be why he did it. Like, if it was a questionable, maybe Mark owns it.
Yeah.
Elon was probably like, okay, fuck yeah, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
Like, you stole my shit, I'm going to steal yours. That kind of thing. So it gets better and or worse. So the whole rebrand, like, everybody's in an uproar about it, which is, like, Threads lost more than half of its users. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Within the first 2 weeks, more than half of its users have never logged back in.
I logged in, I think maybe a little bit yesterday, but I haven't been on it for shit.
Yeah, so Threads is not doing well. And the only thing Mark said about it was Zuckerberg. The only thing he said about it was like, we're not there yet, and that's okay. So like he knows it's not going well.
Yeah.
So
that's okay.
Yeah, and he's fine with it because Meta posted like an $8 billion profit year last year.
Oh.
So like
he probably needs
the whole
a loan.
last fiscal year. Yeah, maybe. So I just saw something like an hour before we started recording. So they already changed the logo on the headquarter building in San Francisco to an X, and it flashes. Yep. So it's a flashing X on top of the San Francisco building.
So it's adult movies.
So now they're getting even more PR because there's people bitching and whining about it flashing, and like it might be against like building code, like building inspectors have come in and like done a couple things like this and that. So I didn't fully read the article, but I can pretty much gather from that of it's California. There's going to be fucking rules. If you can breathe within a tenth of a second, there's going to be a rule.
Yeah.
So probably can't have any flashies, which I would assume happened after 1998. Because like all the old like neon or fucking incandescent bulb signs, like when they first started trying to go to LED and like the new style stuff, all of those old ones flashed nonstop. So it had to be a newer law.
Yeah.
Rule, whatever you fucking want to call it. So I would imagine it has something to do with that. However, the long-term plan is probably to just keep it lit up, but he's just doing it to piss people off.
It's working.
Yeah, exactly.
And he loves California, so of course he'd want to piss them off.
It's more PR. If the building inspectors actually say, oh, well, due to clause blah, 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 you can't flash it. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll keep it steady now. And that'll be it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me change the fuse.
Yeah. Oh, it's, the electricians that installed it didn't do whatever he's going to say. Or it's going to be like, $100,000 fine payable to the city, and that's going to be something he eats anyway, because that's fine.
Yeah, and it'll just keep it flashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Jordan, the original Jordans, they just paid his fine every game.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to pay a fine every quarter? Okay. Or like, knowing Elon, he might, not that I know Elon, knowing how Elon is,
Yeah.
he might look up, like, there's a max fine of this, and then just pay that.
Yeah.
And then, okay, never find me again kind of shit. So, there's that.
Ryan, for some reason, it reminded me of Mark Cuban when he got fined from the NBA.
That was great.
And because he said the refs, he wouldn't let him run his Dairy Queen.
Oh, this isn't one I'm thinking of.
So, but they fined him, and he's like, you know what? He threw another. He doubled it, because when they get fined like that, it goes to a charity.
Yeah.
So he went ahead and threw like a $250,000 fine. He threw another $250,000 on top of it.
The same thing I'm thinking of.
And then
he got fined for cussing. Is that the one you're talking about or no?
No, I'm talking about. He literally said that the referees.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't let him run his Dairy Queen.
So that's been multiple times that he's done that.
Oh yeah,
exact
he's been yeah.
So finish telling yours, and I'll tell the one.
But then after it all got done, he was like, he went to the show, and he actually showed up at he ran a Dairy Queen for a day. He was in the Dairy Queen serving ice cream, and all of the sales from that day of Dairy Queen all went to that charity also.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You see, I thought years ago when they were talking about a new person buying a wrestling company, I thought, fuck, Mark Cuban would be the guy who could really own a wrestling company, because look what he's done. But yeah, he's too busy with that Shark Tank, which I've never really watched.
I watch a lot of clips of both Shark Tank and England's version of it, the Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool to me to see
when
people's ideas.
When I see things for sale that are like, as seen on Shark Tank, I'm like, is that really supposed to make me want to buy it because they showed it on TV?
Well, I mean, like, if they have nothing else, that could be actually one of the driving factors of like because not everybody that wants to gets on Shark Tank.
Oh, I know.
Obviously. And the same amount of people, probably the same percentage of people who are on Shark Tank, don't succeed.
But there is one company I can mention that has been very successful since being on Shark Tank.
Sponge Daddy?
No, I was thinking, the socks that I've told you about, the socks that I bought.
Oh yeah.
They actually, for every pair of socks somebody buys, they give a pair to a homeless shelter. So they've given away a lot of socks, underwear, all that, because I guess those are the number one requested things at homeless shelters. And these socks are
I can see why.
Super comfortable.
That's actually, do you know that's the number one way that you can tell like how the economy is doing? Is based off of men's undergarment sales.
I did not know that, but
feels weird saying undergarments, like underwear and socks.
Yeah. Well, in this particular case, they've got a lifetime warranty on them. Like if your dog bites your socks, they replace them.
What?
Your dryer, they get a hole in them in the dryer, they replace them.
I put a hole in every one of my fucking socks because I have
sent them pictures of socks with holes in them, and they sent me new pairs.
Okay, here's the question: how much are these fucking socks?
Oh, they're expensive.
Per pair, $30.
Less than 30.
$20.
Some of them, yeah, can be.
$15.
Yeah, around that, yeah, too.
That's not fucking horrible.
No. But you can they have two different kinds. They have.
Does it keep your foot dry?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they've got.
We'll talk.
But they've got cotton. They've got cotton, and they've got the merino wool. And the merino wool, I know people hear wool, and they're like, oh my God, that's so uncomfortable.
From the Dan Marino era.
Yeah. Except this wool has won a Super Bowl. But they're super, super comfortable. They're padded in the bottom, and they're great.
I'll have to look them up. I might buy a pair just to see how they are.
But they have all sorts of different colors, and like I said, I like the wool better than the cotton. I've had both kinds.
So the one that I heard was Mark Cuban. I don't remember where it was, but like some like world stage. Like it was either live or very, very heavily attended recording. And they told him, he's like, hey, They just told us that they found out you cussed such and such time ago, so we have to fine you. I think it was like $100,000, but don't worry, it's going to charity. He goes, wait, so because I said a cuss word, that whole $100,000 is going to benefit this charity? And he goes, yeah. He goes, so if I cuss again, is it double it? I'm like, well, yeah. He goes, okay, fuck it.
I thought you were gonna say. He was like, well, fuck. Here's another $100,000.
No, he was just like, fuck it, give him more.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's awesome.
At least as long as it's a good charity,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. He's one of the more interesting billionaires. I'll say. Yeah, and he treats his team great. Like I've seen shows where they've shown like the Dallas Mavericks, and they show like their locker rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
They are all set up like I'm guessing all the teams have something like this now, but each locker they have their own special things set up in there. All of them had TVs, then whatever the latest gaming console is. So,
I don't think every team has that now.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of them have more than they used to.
I would admit, well, I don't know, because Texas, it's the weird part to me. Texas has so much money tied up in like high school football.
Yeah.
Like high school football coaches in Texas.
Oh, they just
Make fucking bank.
Yeah, especially if they're successful.
And then the Cowboys just suck dick.
The Cowboys have their ups and downs.
So let's see. I'm gonna look up Texas high school.
But you had to see at the University of Nebraska where the Cornhuskers play. They had a donation from a former player, the Domicon Sue. He was great. I saw him play when he was there. I saw his last college football game at the Holiday Bowl. He donated and he put in iPads. Like all the lockers have iPads. Like the Nebraska Cornhuskers, their locker room is pretty great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
he was giving back. He was an engineering major also.
Google says the average salary for football coaches in Texas is $32,000 a year. I think that includes like assistant, like all coach tiers.
Yeah.
The next thing says the 5 highest paid high school football coaches in Texas. It names them, and they make at least $150,000 a year.
Wow.
150,000.
Yeah. And I bet they don't have to teach classes either.
I'm sure it's no.
When I went to high school, the football coach, he was also a teacher.
Yeah, because it's extracurricular. So you teach the class in like first or second period, and then you go out and get the stuff ready, and there you go.
You could tell who was on the team and who wasn't because the people who were on the team, like me, I would call him by his name, Mister, and the ones who were on the team would call him Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach, well, I have a problem with this.
Update on the writer's strike and the actor's strike.
All right.
So last I heard yesterday, it was still going on.
Yeah.
I've read a lot more on what it's based on. And a lot of it is based on like the new media, like how everything's streaming.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it just changed recently or it's just come to light. So this could have been going on for a long time, or they could have just changed it. Not sure. I'll try to remember to look that up. I'll make a note of it.
Yeah.
And find out for next week. So basically what's going on is, say you're an actor, like Friends. That's very popular. When it was on TV and not streaming,
yeah,
you would get residuals for every rerun that was showed based off of how many viewers that network had when it was showed. And it would be a sizable amount.
Yeah. Yeah, they usually do pretty well on the...
Yeah.
And when they go into syndication, that's when the actors really start making some money off.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Now, and I've seen a couple of videos of, like, they're scrolling through, like, Netflix payouts. Like, 15 cents. 3 cents.
Wow.
$1. Because they're not paid based on how many times somebody watches shit. They're paid based on how long it's been on that platform versus how many subscribers there are on that platform. Period.
So Netflix is raking it in.
It's not just Netflix. It's the studios that's fucking them too. So Netflix is making killer on it, and then whoever's licensing them those rights. So like, The Office, I just saw because they're getting fucked on it too.
Yeah.
I just saw one of the guys from The Office. I don't remember what character it was. It wasn't any like the mains. Was saying like Universal licenses whoever to Netflix.
Yeah.
And everybody fucking watches it, like subscribers jump. It's fucking great. Netflix kills it. Universal fucking kills it.
Yeah.
The actors and writers don't get fucking anything.
The people who actually put in the work.
Almost anything.
Yeah.
At all. Like fucking pennies. Literally pennies.
Yeah.
That they're getting deposited. Like, because it's not like wait till the end of the week kind of thing. Like they scrolled through their bank fucking statement.
Yeah.
3 cents, 8 cents, 25 cents, 4 cents. Like it's fucking pennies that they're being paid.
That reminds me, every year, I used to listen to, I still see it every once in a while because they also have it on Fox now, but the Jim Rome show. It's a sports show that I really like a lot.
Okay.
And
I was going to ask who that was because that doesn't sound familiar.
Well, he was also in.
This is really good.
He was also in Space Jam. He was in a very small portion of it, and he's on there saying.
Was he the alien announcer?
No, he was a guy on ESPN talking about how Michael Jordan had going to baseball.
Oh, I know who you're talking about then.
All right, so but every year.
Get this guy a tennis racket.
Oh yeah, every year around this time, he jokes about it on his show, how he gets these checks from Space Jam, and it's like $2.42 or some stupid shit like that. And he gets it's a check. It doesn't just get directly deposited. Yeah. He says he gets a check.
Well, like, I've gotten some checks, like either from my insurance company, the car insurance,
yeah,
or whatever random, like, hey, you overpaid for this, or like, here's this back, or like whatever.
Yeah.
I think I got one for like 37 cents. I'm like, I want to frame this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, why would you send me a check? I know the legalities behind why you have to pay money, and it's void after 120 days, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance to get it back because somebody's going to be like, 37 cents. I deposited it.
Oh, I got a story. In my building, we have across the hall from my apartment.
Yeah.
Are the laundry, and the laundry there, you pay through your phone. You can.
Oh, they got rid of the quarters.
You can do quarters too, but if you don't have quarters, you can always just go to your phone and you can purchase how much money you want to have on it to use in it.
Can you see like the model number of the device? Or the
each machine? Like the washer has one number, the dryer, and you can see like
no, not that way. Like the physical model number, like of the washer itself that has the vending, because you can buy those keys on Amazon.
I think they probably do. I'd have to look again.
You can buy that key for like $3 and then just do laundry for free.
Nice. I'll have to look into that. But so I go on to it though one day.
Pro tip.
And I go and I put the money in for the wash, and I go, and then I realized very quickly that the washer is not working. So I contact the number on there. I'm like, You're
like, hey, my Burger King order's wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. So then they're like, oh, we're sorry about that. We're going to send somebody out to fix it. We're going to give you a refund. So here I am thinking, okay, I bought it on my phone. They'll just refund it back to the app. No, I literally got a check for $1.25.
That's weird.
That check came in the mail.
Yeah, that's weird.
I thought that was very weird. I still have the check. I deposited it into my account.
Yeah. But like, I can see, like, definitely refund it. Like, oh, shit. Like, and especially that's the good thing about, like, paying digitally with your phone or doing whatever, is because, like, it eats your quarters. Like, damn, that's rough. And then it's just gone.
Yeah.
So, like, paying with your phone, doing something digitally like that, yeah, you can get it back. Why would they do it that way?
I don't know. I thought it was so weird that they sent me a check.
I mean, if I was them,
because now you're paying the refund and you're paying for the postage.
Yeah, and what you printed on in the envelope.
Yeah,
there's costs it builds. If I was them, do they have like your contact information? They can text you or email you.
Yeah, I sent the email through the app.
Yeah, so email back. Are you okay with this being refunded to the laundry app so you can use it next time you need to do laundry?
Yeah.
Yes, please. And then there you go. You just saved 20 cents.
At least, yeah. I just thought that was really...
Well, forever postage is...
It's gone up again.
Like 48 or like 54 cents now.
Something like that. It's gone up some more. I don't know.
But if you have like... This is the only free plug they'll ever get because I know they like podcasts. If you have like stamps.com or something.
Yeah. yeah, I see a lot of those.
Then it'll be a lot cheaper to send stuff. So I would imagine they still spent like 15 to 20 cents across all supplies.
Yeah.
And time. Because none of it's free.
No, none of it's free.
So.
But I did want to mention, so I saw, I don't know if you've noticed, but they have commercials for different pharmaceutical drugs. And at the end of it, they always have these where they tell you all these side effects. I
want to audition for that voice.
Well,
I think I can read fast enough for that voice.
Well, lately, it's like they have to do it slower because they want people to actually have to be able to hear it now.
Oh, I've never heard a slow one.
Oh, I heard one yesterday that I heard the side effects, and I don't even know what the fucking drug does.
You know what the funniest side effect?
I caught the end of it. I'm like, what the?
You want to know the funniest like drug to side effect combo I've ever heard?
Sudden death?
Kind of, but not really. So, an antidepressant.
Yeah.
Depression's not funny to me. I understand.
No, it's not.
This isn't what I'm talking about. So,
yeah.
The drug, what it's supposed to do to the side effect is amusing and ironic to me. An antidepressant, that one of the side effects is suicidal thoughts. Yes. and going through with it.
Yeah, I've heard of those. Yeah,
that to me is wildly ironic and
seems counterintuitive,
massively dark sense of humor. I'm sorry, you're feeling like shit. Go ahead and take this pill. There's a decent chance that you're gonna feel better. Well, what's the other chance? You're gonna feel worse.
You're gonna kill yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna feel way fucking worse. How about that?
You're gonna feel worse and then not feel anything anymore.
Yeah, I don't even. How's that for a fucking gamble?
That's yeah. But like some of these things, it seems like the side effects, which I know they're usually rare, but sudden heart failure was
on a lot of them, surprisingly.
One of them I saw was narrowing of the blood vessels in the brain. I'm like, that might be worse than what it's trying to fix.
Yeah, that's my other thing is like all these drugs that they come out with, and I know that's the game. That's Big Pharma's game. Like, kooky or not, conspiracy theory or not, Big Pharma's game is, one, they don't fully understand how everything works. And that's fine. Nobody does.
Yeah. That's why I call it practicing medicine. And I'm not making that up. I'm not being smart.
Yeah, no, that's because everything's changing all the time. But, so Big Pharma doesn't know how everything works. And that's why, like, everything has to go through such a strenuous process of becoming, which now is kind of a joke, FDA approval, because we've seen how that works recently.
Yeah.
But when it goes through that, you have to show all the side effects.
Yeah.
And people sign up for studies to do all this to show the side effects.
Well, and also years ago, they also came out with a thing where they have to tell you, this is what could happen to you when you take this drug.
Yeah.
It used to be, like you said, the really fast voice, and then, or they wouldn't even say it. They'd just be like, here's this drug. This is going to help you do this. Yeah. But then they had to.
So, but there's even like, maybe not to this extent. This is exaggerated, just talking out of my ass. Yeah. But take this pill, you won't get heartburn, but you could get a stroke. You could get an aneurysm. Yeah. You could have heart failure. You could have like itchy, rashy, whatever. You could develop depression. You could develop, and like it can do all this other stuff for something as trivial. Like, I know a lot of people that suffer from it. Like, I get it every now and then. It's terrible.
Yeah.
From fucking heartburn.
Yeah.
Would you rather have heartburn or would you rather fucking die?
That's a good question.
Like, I'd rather have heartburn. I can figure something out. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
like I said, some of these side effects seem worse than the actual drug.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, then
80% of the time, every time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm glad you actually mentioned big pharma. Have you ever noticed when
I have.
When people want to when people want to vilify a particular company or a particular type,
big.
they always call it big. Like there's big pharma, big tobacco, big oil,
as opposed to small tobacco.
Yeah, I've said that. I said that multiple times. Like what's small tobacco doing? Of course, nobody considers when they're talking about tobacco that there are tobacco farmers that are family-owned tobacco
that sell to Marlboro and Camel and all of them. Yeah.
So you want to get rid of them. So,
that's find me a small tobacco farmer nearby Nevada, and I'll buy cartons direct from them. Or pouches. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I don't know that tobacco grows out here, but
well,
you need to go to Tobacco Road in North Carolina.
Or Tobacco Island.
There you go. but I mean, have you ever heard anybody talk about big fast food? Do you think fast food's not a big thing? I mean, there's a lot of money in fast food.
Oh, yeah, and that...
McDonald's has a sign that says billions and billions served.
Yeah. I've also seen a lot of stuff recently again, and it bothers me, but I don't know... how to help with it. Like, I don't know. Sharing it isn't going to really help. Of, like, Food America versus food everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, I have a couple friends who have lived in Italy for a couple years.
Yeah.
My parents were in Italy for a couple years. The food in Italy versus the food here is so wildly different. Yeah. Like, my friends said that when they lived there, like, they could eat anything and they never gained weight. Like, I mean, that's reasonably. Don't understand that as, like, oh, I ate fucking 30 pounds of food and I just shed it off. But, like, all the additives to the food in America, a lot of stuff that we have in foods are banned in at least
so many other countries.
At least 30 countries.
Yeah.
At least 30. So if you look at the ingredients of Mountain Dew, Doritos, like even the big fucking companies that are running shit understand.
Big food.
Yeah, big food.
Yeah.
Big junk food. There you go.
Yeah.
It's because it's not healthy. None of the shit I'm talking about is healthy. But like even the healthy alternatives are also bad. But big junk food understands that these substances are banned in other countries and avoid them. So like Mountain Dew in Europe doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. It has sugar.
I was going to say, yeah, same thing in Mexico.
It doesn't have green dye. It doesn't have blue dye. It doesn't have yellow dye. Almost no foods in Europe have any dyes, corn syrups, like modified preservatives. What is it? What's the thing? Enriched white flour. Banned. Everywhere else. Because it's basically like nuked until it's like everything's dead. There's no nutritional value.
Yeah.
And it's no nutritional value to the point where it can cause cancer.
See, I've mentioned before, tonic. Quinine in the U.S. is made in tonic.
Yeah.
If you go to most bars, if you go to the gun and you hit Q, that's for tonic.
Yeah.
But
surprisingly, that was the first time I was out of the country when I got the tonic in England and Ireland. Tasted way fucking different.
Because it's basically club soda.
Don't drink it by itself.
Yeah.
That is wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's so many different things. But you mentioned about the high fructose corn syrup. Like in Mexico, if you were to get a bottle of Coca-Cola or a Mexican Coca-Cola here,
it's cane sugar.
It's got
Yeah.
Which unfortunately I've actually tried Dr. Pepper with cane sugar, and it surprisingly doesn't taste as good. Now, like Coca-Cola, I will drink a Mexican Coca-Cola because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't drink Coke.
Well, so it's not just drinks and stuff. Like it's like McDonald's fries in the U.S. versus Europe. They consist of different things, and they're cooked in different things.
Yeah.
Like it's a wild amount of difference. I'll have to find Dr. Pepper with real sugar and try it.
You can find there's one they have it in the stores, but they also have Dublin Dr Pepper. That's the original Dr Pepper out of Dublin, Texas.
There's a Dublin, Texas?
Yes.
They just have a Dublin everywhere but Nevada, huh?
They have a Dublin. They have a Paris, Texas, also.
You want to start a new city?
They've got yes, but there's also a Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Yeah, and there's a what is it, Henderson, North Carolina?
Yeah,
I think it's in North Carolina.
There's also a Hendersonville, but that's a little different.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the cities you have to, like, one of the things I just shipped was, I'm not going to say their address. It's one of the streets that I used to live on.
Yeah.
But in a very far away state. I'm like, it's like, I used to live on a street called that.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they're going to have to reuse street names every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's amusing to see it.
Well, you live on a street that also has, when I first had moved to Vegas and I had to go and get a health card to be able to work in food service, the health department that I had to go to was on the same street name as this street.
Yeah, because it was right by UMC.
Yeah.
That's a little out.
It's not even there
jut
anymore.
out right next to it.
I think it got closed because there were some structural problems with the building.
I thought you were going to say health breakouts.
Eventually, I had to start going to Cambridge, which was a better location anyway.
I mean, either Cambridge or Harvard, either one.
Yeah. Well, Harvard is in Cambridge.
Oh, I thought they were two different colleges.
No,
Shows how much I know. I dropped out of college. So
I'm guessing the college you dropped out of was not an Ivy League.
No.
Do you know why it's called Ivy League?
Because they're old enough that ivy grows on the sides.
Nope. That's a thought. But it's actually because originally
That's the myth.
But there was actually more. There was only 4 schools initially, and IV is the Roman numeral for 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. I thought there was more than 4 Ivy League schools, though.
Originally, when they started, there was only 4.
I don't know that I believe you anymore.
There was Colgate. There was Colgate, Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. Or it was Brown, Colgate.
See, you're changing the story.
It wasn't Colgate. It was.
We'll look that up and get
Brown.
back to you.
It was Brown.
I also have a note about, I thought it was super interesting, because of how much I talk about, like, different Viking shit and different history stuff. Like, it always pops up on Facebook on, like, the ads so there were Vikings in America in, like, the year 1034 or somewhere near there. They were probably only here for, like, 10 years.
Everything closed too early, so they left.
Yeah, but also in that article, it was talking about, like, how big their trade reach was.
Yeah.
And, like, they had more trade with everyone in the world than anybody else, because they were always, like, looting, traveling, just go, like, we just stole all this shit from your neighbor. Do you want to buy it?
Yeah, I'll take it.
So
they were the early fence.
One of the things they used to do, and this is fucking amazing.
They were traveling pawn
true.
shops.
Yeah. But one of the things they used to do is fucking amazing if it's true. Is, you know what a narwhal is?
Yeah.
They used to catch narwhals, kill them, probably eat the narwhal, and then sell their horns, their tusks, whatever you want to fucking call them,
yeah,
to wealthy English people as unicorn horns.
Awesome.
Because of how rampant unicorn lore and myth was even back then.
Yeah.
That here's something it's obviously bone shaped into a horn.
Yeah.
What are you going to believe?
I mean, it sucks for the narwhal, but yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah, but, like, what are you going to believe? That there's somebody that's like, no, like, they made it, or that it's a wealthy person that, like, I'm sure they spun a story behind it.
I'm sure that the people who were buying it had never seen a narwhal.
No, exactly. That's fucking amazing.
Because I hadn't seen a narwhal. It took a long time before I ever first saw a narwhal.
Yeah, and not many people know they bacon at midnight.
Yeah.
You're confused. It's a Reddit thing from a while ago. The narwhal bacons at midnight.
But I was just watching an episode of Futurama yesterday, and they had the episode with the narwhal.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Fry went back in time and ended up being a narwhal feeder. Yeah. I've never seen one in captivity. I'd like to see one. Or I'd like to go and get in a boat and go, see one.
I've definitely never seen a narwhal.
All right.
I'm making my list so long of, like, where I want to travel to and what I want to do that I stopped making a list.
Yeah.
Because it's just so fucking...
Oh, I saw something cool on TV today. First of all, I started watching it, and I'm like, this is going to take forever to finally get to the part that they want to show us. So I recorded it so I could skip to the part where they get to it. And they were trying to find this. It's near Cuba, and they were diving to try to find this. They call it the queen hammerhead shark. Because hammerheads usually get a certain, length.
Yeah.
Like 11 feet.
But I mean, sharks in general can grow within their habitat, right? So like they never stop growing.
But in this particular area near Cuba, it's like all these sharks that were showing were bigger than usual.
Yeah.
Like the mako shark was huge. And they saw this, it ended up being like 2 feet longer than an average hammerhead shark. It was kind of cool. But then the person was like, I can't believe...
I thought you were going to say a lot bigger than that. Like,
yeah.
That's cool, but
I thought that's
like,
what...
holy shit, cool.
I was hoping that it was going to be bigger than that too, but it was still huge.
Well, I mean, that's the hook. You watched it, didn't you?
I fast forwarded to the end, to be honest. But then the guy's on there. He's like, I can't believe it took to the last day before we dove and found it. And I'm like, I can. That's why you have a fucking hour-long show.
Yeah.
You don't want a 15-minute show. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually dove on the first day. We're like, oh, there's a hammerhead. Okay, now let's put some filler in front of that because we don't have shit.
But I mean, that's just like all the Discovery shows of like, let's go fucking sift for gold and like go set up this and that. And I'm like, bro, I could do this way fucking better.
Well, the thing I have a problem with,
but that's the draw,
is that a lot of the shows were like, yeah, let's go find this, and then they show this whole show, or like one of them, they actually had a whole season, and you get all the way through the season. And they never fucking found anything.
Yeah, nothing happened.
And it's like, yeah, thanks for wasting my time.
So, speaking of getting through a whole season and not finding anything, it's different, but the same. So, these people found something and talked to somebody about it. And they were like, oh, this is cool. Gave it to a museum. At least a decade later, 10 fucking years later, is when, and only because they were cleaning up the museum and like sorting through artifacts, did they find it. Scientists announced the discovery of a perfectly preserved dinosaur embryo that was preparing to hatch from its egg, just like a chicken.
Oh.
So it's a fossil.
Yeah.
Like, I heard like perfectly preserved dinosaur embryo, and I thought like Jurassic Park style.
Yeah, it's
like amber
exactly
shit.
What I...
No, so it's a fossil. So what they did... it was discovered in Guangzhou, southern China. I would like to believe I pronounced that correctly.
I will give you that.
It says it's at least 66 million years old, believed to be a toothless theropod called the Oviraptorosaur. I butchered that more than I did the city it found it in. And has been named Baby Yingling. So, blah, blah, blah. Like, so why they know it's about to hatch is it's a position called tucking that like they curl like right before they come out.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Oviraptorosaurs means egg thief lizards. Oh shit. Those are the ones in like the third land of the land before time that went and were stealing eggs.
Yeah.
Them. So they found one of them. And they found it, I think, in the year 2000. Yeah. They first uncovered it in the year 2000, but put it into storage for 10 years. It was only when construction work began on the museum and old fossils were being sorted through that researchers turned their attention to the egg,
like, oh wow,
which they suspected was holding an embryo inside.
Well, they were right.
Yeah. It says part of the dinosaur's body is still covered by rock, and researchers will use advanced scanning techniques to create an image of its full skeleton. So I'm thinking, because like the picture is of like half.
Yeah.
And like the split open fossil. So I'm imagining they found like, they're like, this rock is shaped like an egg. Or like they're doing whatever and they're like, this is an egg shaped, like jut out, like digging through shit. And they're like, okay, we need to be careful with this. And then pull an egg rock that they think is a fossil and take it to the museum as that so that it can be discovered by the museum with them credited. And I would imagine that's a great way of like making sure it's real.
Yeah.
And then it got put in the fucking back room for 10 years.
Yeah, let's just look at that later.
Yeah.
It's just a fossil. It's been around for millions of years.
So
it's not going anywhere. We got time.
So, but yeah, as soon as I was reading that, I'm like, so Jurassic Park's about to happen, which it might be, because we're cloning woolly mammoths.
Sweet. I'm in.
We're successfully cloning them.
Yeah, I want to ride one.
They aren't living yet
Oh.
because they're born with either lung issues, heart issues, like the cloning issues.
Yeah.
Of how do the vital organs survive this process.
I just need it long enough to live long enough for me to ride on its back.
But
I want to have a spear in my hand, and
they're working on figuring it out because I think I mentioned it before. Of apparently they were vital to the ecosystem.
Yeah,
like in Antarctica.
I'd read something about it a while ago.
Or the Arctic, of keeping it cold somehow. And I'm going to read more up on that this week because
they were notorious for running the air conditioner all the time.
But yeah, so like we have that down. Like they're doing that right now. That they're cloning. They're producing woolly mammoth spawn.
So if they do it, does that mean that I'll have to say that Futurama predicted it?
No, because fucking everyone did.
Because there's an episode where Fry goes to a park, and he rides a T-Rex, and then he feeds it a pig. He's like, Leela's like, keep your hands flat. And then he pulls his arms back, and his hands are gone.
Jesus Christ.
But he goes to 1 hour hands, and they give him new hands. It was fine.
1 hour hands.
Yeah.
It's a good name for a hand shop.
Yeah. Yeah, the best part is when he walks out, he's like, these new hands are great. I'm going to try them out later tonight.
And Futurama is back.
Yes, it is. But the second episode I did not enjoy. Well, because you mentioned the cloning, and they had dinosaurs cloned in Futurama. Okay. So they predicted it.
Oh, okay. I got it. I thought you were talking about like specifically woolly mammoths.
No, just...
Okay.
Because you mentioned that Jurassic Park is coming. Well, they had their Jurassic Park on Futurama.
And that Futurama has done a couple of things, because I mean it's the same guy that made the fucking Simpsons. So obviously they're going to get shit right. Because he's a time traveler.
But yeah, the second episode I was not a big fan of Futurama, but I love the show Futurama. I watch it all the time.
I haven't watched any of the new shit.
I have watched a couple episodes. There's 4 episodes now.
I might try to see if the Amazon shit works.
But
I'm kicking Alexa the fuck out of my house. That'll be next week.
But but speaking of cloning things and not really cloning, but this guy with an egg, I just saw it today on Facebook. He'd cut the top of the shell of the egg off. And then he used a syringe and he inseminated it. And then every so often he was injecting something into it. I don't know what was in the syringe. But you could see it going through the stages. And at the end, he ended up with a little chicken.
Okay. I was going to ask what kind of egg it was.
Yeah. It wasn't a dinosaur egg, unfortunately.
Well, no. More things have eggs than chickens and dinosaurs, Mike.
But you were talking about egg thieves. That reminds me. The one that I'd seen something about, I can't remember which animal it was. If somebody out there knows, you can always comment. These things, they actually would go into a nest, eat the eggs that were in there, and then leave their own eggs in there. So then the mother comes and sits on top of them and gets the things to hatch, and then the animals come out of these eggs, eat the mother.
That's pretty smart, to be honest.
It's well planned.
When you were talking about egg thieves, I just thought of Joanna from Rescuers Down Under for some reason. And I think we'll end there.
Yeah, we're an hour and 4.
That was a great fucking episode, I think.
We were all over the place as usual.
If you want to try the oak cask,
they sell them all over.
They sell them all over. I'll try to figure out something and find a link for you guys.
But Best Post has it.
But Jesus Christ, did it make that Costco bourbon taste so much better?
So much better.
Like amazingly smooth. It's at least here. Hold on. You talk for a second, and I'm going to show it to the camera.
Yeah. It is cool. It's a little bit yeah, there's a big difference in the color. Like the aged one is much darker. And if you don't know which one's the aged one, we should have a Some Offense Intended label on it, but
maybe soon.
Yeah. But now we're going to try a clear liquor in there.
Yeah. Next time we're trying clear.
Yeah.
So we'll empty the rest of that out into here probably tonight, and then fill that up. I would imagine Friday.
Yeah.
I'm not putting my headphones back on, so hopefully you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, well, thanks. Give us a follow, share us, subscribe on Spotify, whatever you listen to podcasts on. YouTube.com/@SomeOffenseIntended. Facebook and Instagram @SomeOffenseIntended. And Twitter, SomeOffensePod. And we will see you next time. Goodbye.